Got this.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay, I'm good.
Oh, you... What am I doing?
You're right, kids, it's Ross Clark, and welcome back to another very special episode. Today, bringing us some of the most magnificent builds known in ARK Survival Evolved, creatively adapted to themes, genres, but more importantly, practicality. Every build is plainly carefully planned out to offer the most aesthetically pleasing structures, notably utilising the vanilla offering, and delivered in such a calming, almost therapeutic style of video. Boasting a whopping 259,000 subscribers with several big hit clips reaching way over 1 million views, and flatteringly being confused with me at times, dubbing my bearded brother, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the one and only Aaron Longstaff. I did it!
Oh, you did? How's it going, my bearded brother? And you pronounced my name right as well. It's Aaron. Great stuff.
I nearly went for Aaron, and then I stuttered.
Yeah, I heard it. It was on the tip of your tongue. But honestly, that was such a complimentary intro. Thanks, man. Really appreciate it.
You're very welcome.
I'm glad to be here. And I'm not going to lie, I've watched most of them, and I'm a bit of a fan, but I'm apprehensive as to what the hell you've got planned for us. That's my only concern. Not about the questions. It's just the challenge.
So questions, we've got a few, but we'll be throwing us under pressure throughout. And seeing that some say we look alike, and your love of obstacle courses, we're going to venture a gauntlet with two very alike pathways, but both equally not going to be fun. So, follow me, mate. Figured it out yet?
I've got no clue.
What? Okay, cool. Right. All right. In the vault, mate. There's some gear.
Take a lot.
Don't take it all. I need some. We're going to bring the dodo. In fact, you can take the dodo.
God, I don't like the fact that I've got a shotgun. I've got shotgun shells. I've got a sword.
Do you not know?
I know exactly what we're doing.
Hey, here we go.
Yeah, I've been in here once.
Oh, brilliant!
No, like once, and I was ghosting.
So we're doing it legit now. Normally, people would do this with tech and like stuff to help, and we're going to do it the old-fashioned way without any of all that. We got to do it legit with the stuff that we've got. Where is it? Here it is. And yeah, it's up to you to figure out what we've got to do then in that case, mate. I've done this quite a few times in the past, but I'm not going to tell you. You're going to figure it out. I'm going to accompany you, and we'll see how we get on. So, and it seems a great place to start there. Yourself and your personality, bringing both your voice and face to the small screen at selective times, with an almost split format of voiceless but certain successful videos without. How do you feel the two different formats affect your delivery and reception with content?
Good question. You know what? Initially, one of the reasons why I didn't start talking in my videos and just played music in the background was because I didn't think that I'd be doing YouTube as a profession or even have a channel. So it was one of these things where I thought I'll put a tutorial on there. Yeah. But people can't just listen to silence. So I Googled some royalty-free music, stuck them on, and it's quite embarrassing when you go back through some older videos because some of that music, it's pretty hardcore. So they've chilled out a lot since I first started. Oh, that wasn't great.
You didn't die, so that's a good thing. Oh mate, I've realised how hard this is going to be. Just this step.
Do you get acknowledgement or anything if you press the button, or is it just a case of
No, it doesn't.
You don't even get it doesn't even move in.
Well, they move.
So, okay, I don't know about yourself, but whenever I'm doing videos, it is nice to kind of be in your own space. But what I was finding, because build videos that I don't know if anyone knows, but they take a lot longer than you'd expect them to take.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And especially a lot of my builds, well, actually all the builds you can build them unofficial. Mm-hmm. So again, not a lot of people know that. So I don't use no clip. So they're all official settings that you use. Yeah. So what I was finding is they were taking like 4, 5, 6 weeks to do, and then I was kind of moving on to the next one. So I started kind of showing my face and talking to people. It was actually by accident because I was messing about with streaming, and I'd never done it before, and I actually went live by mistake.
Oh right.
And and I've left that video up actually because it's got a ton of views, and I remember looking, and there was 800 people watching my first stream.
Damn.
And all it was me just moving around trying to figure out how to stream.
What's going on?
And that's kind of why I started streaming. And the good thing is with it as well was I started kind of showing people the build process in the background. Yeah. So it was good to be able to kind of mess about and do a build and fail on a build and actually talk to people in between, the videos coming out.
Absolutely.
I actually do prefer streaming, if I'm being honest with you. I've got a really good community now on the back of that.
Yeah.
But a lot of people also don't like me talking, and they prefer the no nonsense, just music approach. So yeah, I like to use a mix of both. To be fair, I've got a question for you.
Go on, mate.
Tables have turned. Did you figure this out legitimately, or did you use a guide the first time you did
it? I admittedly used a guide for this section. Just this bit though, because it's ridiculous. Okay. But yeah. All right, figure out how to get to the top, and then I will explain what we got to do. Again,
even with the live streams, it is still difficult because there's more pressure on a live stream than there is on a build tutorial, because there's lots of people kind of watching and they want to see a finished article, an end result.
Yeah, right.
So I always say, because obviously I leave my streams up for a month or so, and I always say to people, if you are watching us and are following the stream, I do apologise in advance because I tend to demolish most of the stuff I build in the first half an hour.
Exclusively YouTube? Or
yes, I did dabble a while ago with restreaming on Twitch, Twitter. Sorry, Twitch. I think I tried Facebook for a little bit. But yeah, I found that my core audience was on YouTube, so I just exclusively on YouTube now.
Tip: you're doing the right thing, but you're doing it in the wrong place. Here we go.
I genuinely wish that Wildcard would take kind of note of stuff like this, and make the caves a bit more interactive.
Mate,
this is quite. Although it's frustrating, it's quite quite fun.
Oh, you got it though. But yeah, what's surprising is, oh no, we got to spell the word grata. G-R-A with a hyphen, T and A.
I think I've pressed it.
Okay, right. Right, I pressed the R. Now it's the A with a little hyphen thing on the top of it. Okay.
T.
T's there. Yeah. Right, and the A is in that room over there that we've got to get to that I kind of half showed you. So, come on then.
Yes, I'm up. He's up.
Yes, go on. Right, okay. So, you can see where you got to go.
Oh, I've got to jump because that button's there.
So don't press that button yet. You've got to just get onto that piece there.
Jump.
You can walk it. Ooh. Okay, get your parkour skills going on.
Pressure's on.
Go on. You got this.
Yes.
Oh. Into the room. Right.
Into that little box in the corner, yeah?
Yeah, that little box room. Here he goes. Oh,
come on.
No!
Honestly.
You're certainly best known for your build videos, each showcasing an eye for detail. But sparked by creativity, most must be blown away by. And with all looking incredibly unique, it's a wonder. How do you come up with these? Like, walk us through that process of where an idea becomes a full-blown build.
Another good question, because that is one of the biggest challenges, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I think because I've been doing it long enough now, I'll be halfway through design, let's say on a live stream, and I'm building, I don't know, a Mayewing pen.
Yeah.
And then it'll be half finished, and I'll think, oh, actually, that would work quite well as something else. Yeah. So you'll probably find a lot of my builds, there's kind of aspects or elements of other builds in it. I get a lot of ideas and suggestions in my Discord as well. So a lot of people will say, oh, can you build this? Can you do this? And I'll see pictures, and again on Google. Google's a really good source for inspiration, not for plagiarism, but when I say Google, I mean real life buildings and images. So you can. There's some really good packs out there as well, where you can get full 3D models. Certainly for things like medieval packs.
Wow.
Skyrim, other games. So I do
Yeah.
use a lot of kind of real life structures and other games for kind of inspiration for the builds. But yeah, I will say that's probably the hardest thing, to keep coming up with new ideas, new designs, especially when you've done a lot of houses and a pen's a pen, and so it's pretty difficult.
How do you start it? Oh, we need to move. Before we, I don't want to tell you what happens, but we got to move. Right, lie down. That's why.
My God, is
right. Okay, what we got to do? Right, that's why we had to move, because right. Oh, back up. Right. I will tell you this. Like, if we go higher than head height, you're going to burn and die. So,
awesome.
you don't want to hit any, like, little bumps and that. We need to be nice and flat. Regret
for the past. We crucify ourselves between the two thieves, and fear of the future.
Have you ever had some where, you literally, you're driving, you're walking down the street, and you've seen a building, you've gone, right, I want to do something based off that.
You know what? Sadly, honestly, my wife will kill me sometimes. There's times I've been driving, I've pulled up in the corner, took a photograph on my phone,
brilliant,
and I was like, I can use that for a build. I went to Italy with work a while back as well, and they've got some quite crazy ass buildings over there, and took a lot of photos on that as well. So yeah, my phone's just full of images of real life buildings. And obviously Google Images as well. So yeah, I've done it. Regrettably, yes. Sadly, I've done that a few times.
Oh! Keep crawling.
I am.
What would be like the most, I guess, famous real world structure? Oh no! I'm pulling up. Oh no! Okay, I'm good.
Oh, yeah, you are. It literally slammed on my face, right? So I've got to do that again,
yeah? Yeah, press the button again.
I actually, at one point, and I started it, I was going to do a Google Builds playlist. Yeah. So it was just kind of ask someone in the Discord to pick a Google image, and then from that, build it live. I'm more interested in kind of like real life, like just normal architecture, like normal buildings, like mansions and houses and boats and things like that, as opposed to kind of like really iconic. And I think one of the biggest reasons, I think I said before, is I am quite lazy, and massive structures take a long time to build. I tend to shy away from them. No,
he's got it. Oh no, parachute. Most notably in recent times, you've managed and contributed to events led by your group, formerly known as the Architects, holding truly magnificent player-built events that have to be seen to be believed, bringing together other talented builders out there, which we've spoken offline before about, taking months of preparation to execute. I guess I'd love to know how that came together, what made you want to pursue that idea, and what have you learnt from it?
Yeah, to be honest with you, it's one of these things that it pretty much grew, like, I don't know, organically. Because I don't think it was kind of one person in particular. Because what happened is, certainly from my point of view, a lot of my videos, you'd notice, certainly at the early days, they were kind of just like exteriors. Right. And like decoration and stuff wasn't, well, again, it just took too long to decorate a build. So I'd do the exterior and basically say it's up to you to make it look good. And then I think I collaborated with I think it was Fire Pumpkin on one of my builds, and it's actually it's that one that's got the most views. I think it's that large house.
Oh really?
And yeah. And it was the first one where people started saying, well, actually, how did you do the interior? So we kind of, I don't know, joined forces, so to speak, where I would do a build, she would decorate it, and we'd kind of scratch each other back when it comes to kind of promotion of the channels. And then, it's nice to see that a lot of other kind of content creators have started doing that as well. You'll see there's a lot of, I think it's Chips and You Are Monkey. Yeah. One person does the build and then someone else does the deco. And and just from the back of that and other people's Discords and kind of being each other's Discords, I'd say Architects was born, and we done a winter event, and it was quite successful. And so from there we just, we recruited more people, and obviously, like yourselves, people to kind of start promoting it. So we've got backings from Wildcard, we got the likes of Nitrado involved, and it just grew. And I think it sounds really cliche, but it's just that everyone really enjoys building, and more importantly, everyone loves ARK.
Yeah.
So that really is kind of where it started from, and I just think it's one of these things where it can just keep growing, and there's no limit to how many people can have in there. The more the merrier, really, to helps with the building. I've always said that the end goal for me with the architects is to really kind of be synonymous with Wildcard, because ARK 2 is coming out, as everyone's aware.
Oh yeah.
Wouldn't it be great to have a team of builders to be able to test the building mechanics and try and get it right to some extent at the beginning, because I know that's a big cry for most people who do building. The building sets haven't really changed since day one.
Yeah.
So yeah, that to me is kind of where I'd like the architects to go to kind of all the trailers you see for ARK. It'd be great to get the architects building the trailers or the sets for the trailers.
Yeah, get them on the QA team.
Absolutely, that would be something that I'd really like to get involved with. It's a long shot, but stranger things have happened. I'm really good at pressing this button.
Yeah.
Yeah, this bit, dead easy. Oh no.
Right then. Nicely done.
Tell you what, I'm absolutely sweating.
Yeah, you and me both, mate. Woof! Right.
Easy to join us.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Yeah, right, before you press the button, of course it has to be said your content isn't always about builds, especially early on in your YouTube career. You seem to be in a discovery phase, which is a joy to explore, following your at least ARK content journey from 4 years ago. Continuing on a trend of especially event guides, which I'm certainly jealous of, being wonderful edits, and especially so other games you've dabbled in, even the almighty Minecraft, which some might say would be a better game to cover for a YouTube career. So why ARK? What made it tick your boxes?
You've obviously trudged right through my videos, haven't you?
Absolutely,
yeah. Again, it was just a case of see what works. And what I did very early on was, whenever I play any game, I always, like most people do, you go on YouTube and you look for tutorials, you look for buildings, all that kind of stuff. And there was loads of people saying you need to get all the artifacts to kind of level up quickly, all that kind of stuff to get a buff. Mm-hmm. So I just thought, let's try doing that, see if that's successful. Yeah. It got a few views. I then went on to doing tips and tricks. I then tried doing build tutorials. So you're right, I tried a load of stuff, but the bit that got me kind of the bug, so to speak, for YouTube was, and again, I never intended to, everyone says this, but I never intended to do YouTube. It was never going to be something I thought I'd, make any money off. Certainly, it was just a case of I couldn't find any tutorials on there that were easy to follow. They were all kind of speed builds and, really quick, and someone would talk for 4.5 minutes before you got the building, that type of thing. Really, what kind of got us the bug was, I did one video in particular, and I think it was like a breeding pen.
Right, yeah,
and I think I had something like, I think I only had something like 100 subscribers at the time. I did a breeding pen, and in the space of like a week and a half, it kind of flew to 1,000 subscribers.
Yeah, I noticed.
It absolutely just it took off. When I say it took off, it grew really quickly, and then people start asking for a little bit more, and and it was just that one video where I tried a bit of everything. I even went to tips and tricks on how to find artifacts in the caves, even though I wasn't very good at finding them myself. And like this cave, it took us ages to find it, and so it wasn't much of a tutorial, more of a just come along with me and let's see if we can find it. But Minecraft really it's a funny one, because before I started doing YouTube, I actually had a Twitch channel, and it was dedicated to Minecraft. It actually, I got something like almost 1,000 followers, I think they call them, or subscribers. Yeah. And it was purely building. I used to build Hunger Game maps. I used to get people to watch us build the Hunger Game maps and invite people in on my Xbox. Add them as a friend, and at one point I had something like 1,000 friends on my Xbox. It was crazy, and just used to get people to come and play the Minecraft game. So Minecraft really started, but I liked ARK because it was building, but it was like more of a sandbox building game with dinosaurs. And let's face it, who doesn't like dinosaurs?
Exactly. And that's cool, like, to hear that in a way it all kind of started with Minecraft then and holding events there. That's really cool. Yeah. For me, it was Far Cry of all games. Of all games, man. It was Far Cry Instinct's Predator, where there was a map maker.
You don't get me started on that.
Yeah.
I've still got maps on there now that I forgot about that. Yeah. Far Cry Instincts.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely. I used to recreate like the Halo maps and get my friends to play it. And Far Cry, man, what a game! Oh shit! What was that?
Mate, look at all the arrows on the floor. They like just past your head.
Wow!
Mate, they were so close. Oh jeez!
My word!
You just went, what was that? There was a map. I think it was called Lockdown. Ah, move! Dude!
What am I doing?
Some grenades like fell on your head. Oh, mate.
Oh, wow.
Oh, dude.
Oh my god.
Did you hear that, the jingle?
I did, but I thought that was you throwing stuff. Oh my god.
No. Right. Here it is. Doors open. Right. Being a father of two girls, something I resonate with well, having two girls myself, and might I say outnumbered by, and certainly being successful enough that you must surely inspire perhaps them as well as other budding content creators out there. So much so that they would believe a YouTube career would be something to pursue for. What advice do you offer to those that want to get into the game, and should they abandon everything to pursue it?
Good question. I mean, my kids, they tell their friends that my dad's a YouTuber, which is, you know what, it's nice, it's lovely to see, but you know, I don't class myself as a YouTuber. I class this as more of this is a hobby, and again, it sounds cliche, but you know, I don't have enough time. I put enough time into the channel to, I would say, make a kind of huge success or a career, out of it. But I've always said, you know, I get tons, honestly, and you'll probably get the same. Raz, I get so many people asking us, you know, I'm starting my YouTube channel. Have you got any advice? What should I do? They ask us on the streams, and you know, it's a difficult one because it's hard for me to say you should do this or you should do that or you should do something else, because I think everyone has got their own skill set. You know, some people are good at editing, some people are actually great at playing the game. You know, some people are more confident on the mic, some people, you know, are more confident on camera. But again, I've always said to people, if you like doing something or you're good at something within the game, stick at that one thing short term, just to kind of, you know, establish your channel so people know what they're logging on and what they're subscribing for. People don't tend to like, you know, like I did in my early days, a bit of this, a bit of something else, a bit of that, a bit of the other thing. I think you've got to build your audience up first, then start progressing with kind of, you know, trying out new ideas, that type of thing.
Yeah. No, absolutely.
But honestly, I do think it'd be easier to become a YouTuber than it would be to become a professional footballer these days, you know. So as long as you can get a camera, or you've got an Xbox, or you know, or a PC, you're pretty much good to go. I think you've either got to come from a family of a successful YouTuber, you know. So for instance, if PewDiePie decided to get his son or daughter into YouTube, guaranteed to have 1 million subscribers overnight. But you know, it is, you know, and again, people don't realize it is hard work, and to be fair, a lot of it's luck as well. You know, I know so many people who are great builders, they've got good content, good videos, but the channel just doesn't seem to be grown. And I can see how people get disheartened with it. So and I think it's just being at the right time, at the right, you know, the right place at the right time, and getting the right video out. You know, it's a tough one, because honestly, I'm not the best person to give any advice to, because I haven't got a schedule. I upload when I can. You know, I stream when I want. You know, my channel's kind of all over the shop when it comes to kind of the content's consistent, but like there's no consistency when it comes to when the uploads take place. You know, jumping on that very, very quickly, and trying to get ahead of the trend, which is again very difficult to do when YouTube's so saturated. But as an example, again, you know, this isn't kind of the way it should be done. But for me, I knew that the new the TLC pass was going to happen with the stegos and the mammoths and whatnot.
Yeah.
So I built a stego pen and a mammoth pen
Nice.
a month before that came out, and then all I had to do was download the content and put the mammoths in the pen, and I managed to get them out within a week.
Nice.
And they were relatively successful when it comes to kind of views on a particular dinosaur that's just new, because even if someone Googles mammoth ARK, my pen would at some point, you'd like to think, show up. So it's just about being savvy as well with what you put. I mean, some people clickbait. I wouldn't recommend doing that, but hey, it works sometimes. I've seen some people do it. So
yeah. Where did that come from?
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure you're sitting there spawning them in. That's why you're behind us.
So, on a scale of 1 to 10, how lost are you right now?
Very.
Because we are indeed in the maze section. This is a maze of doors. Back to your build. With some, as mentioned at the start of this, being truly welcomed and enjoyable accomplishments to witness. Even some I attempted to rebuild, like the Viking boat design you created some time ago now. Could you name 3 of your biggest build accomplishments and why they mean so much to you?
The first one I think I've previously mentioned was the first breeding pen I did. Because that was kind of the first one that really kind of got good attention. I think it got like 1,000 views.
Yeah.
Whereas my previous videos were getting like 50 to 100. So I would definitely say the first breeding pen I did probably five years ago. That was the one that kind of got me the bug, so to speak, about I think this is something I can do. So I'd say certainly that's up there with one of my my biggest achievements and my favorite builds. And the treehouse, my second treehouse, that was probably that's the most not technical, but the most kind of functional build I've did, where everything looks like it is a treehouse in a tree. There's ways up, there's separate rooms. It just works really well as a base. Yeah. And that was the first video to top 1 million views as well. So again, I think that's, for me, at the time it was a huge achievement. And third one, it's not that great, but probably my first speedboat build I did, because that was the first one that took us out of my comfort zone. I used to always do, because initially my initial plan was to do a pen for every single dinosaur in the game. However, that wasn't too bad at first. Yeah. But then Wildcard would introduce like a new dinosaur like every week, and it got to the stage where there was just no way I could do a separate pen for every dinosaur. That's when I started doing houses, and then again, people were saying, "Can you do a speedboat? Can you do a boat build?" And I thought, you know what, let's give it a go. And so I done the speedboat build, and again, that just it took off. And so them 3 builds were the ones that kind of, one was out of my comfort zone. The first one was obviously the one that kind of really pushed the channel. Yeah. And the treehouse was the first one I did where I thought, well, actually, that looks like a good build, because it's like anything, when you do something, you always critique it yourself. And I was always doing builds thinking, I wish I'd done this, or I wish I'd changed that. It's the only build, or the first build I'd done, where I didn't really think I needed to change anything to make it better, if that makes sense. I've got a story on that. Like I said, it was the first build I'd done. It was on the OG Xbox as well. Yeah. And this was well before you could fly. There was no creative mode. So I remember I used to literally have to spawn I used to spawn everything in with all the GFI commands.
Oh, right.
Put them in a vault, hidden out of sight of the build, keep going back, pick the things up, go back. And I built this boat, and it was literally on the nose on the boat build limit.
Yeah.
When I was just about to record the video, Wildcard changed. I don't know if you remember, they changed the structure limit on the boat, and everyone went mental.
Yeah.
And then they put it back. So I scrapped that design, redesigned it, ready to start recording, and they changed the limit back to what the original limit was. So honestly, that one video took about 2 months, but I'm happy because it gave us 2 boat designs for both the limits. But it was, these things happen to me all the time with ARK. You're just about to do something, and Wildcard will say, "Oh, you can't snap ramps together anymore." It's just not a thing. If you press them all, What about this one here?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey! Oh, mate!
Yeah, and you're gonna edit that so it was like a first time, yeah?
Yeah, we did that straight away. It took us like 2 minutes. No problem.
Holy crap.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Right. Noticing you tend to stick with the vanilla structure offerings, only ever really improved with the Homestead update, offering us more options to build with. But hundreds of mods out there offering so many more wall breaking opportunities. What brought you to the decision of only using vanilla structures, and do you feel limited by them?
I'm a glutton for punishment. You know what? Initially, because I had an Xbox and I was on console, I didn't have mods.
Yeah.
And because initially I played on official settings, I had to design them on vanilla.
Yeah.
But what I've always wanted initially, I did say, you know what, I'm going to scrap vanilla. I'm just going to go with no clip. But the problem is, I've got so many people now who play on official, and you'd be surprised to know there's so many people still playing official servers. I thought everyone would play on Nitrado servers or their own hosted servers. Loads of people still play on official settings, and I think if I moved away from official now, I'd kind of isolate a ton of people who watch the videos. So yeah, I think I'm always going to stick with vanilla. There's so many mods I'd love to kind of get my hands on now that I've got a PC.
Yeah.
But again, I think if I did go on mods, not that I'd lose subscribers or viewers, I just think I'd kind of isolate a good proportion of my followers. So yeah, it's almost like that's my thing now. That's my niche. Official settings and vanilla pieces. I mean, I also, when you see the Lost Island that's coming out, I know that's already a map, but I've intentionally tried to kind of stop myself from downloading the map to see it. I want to kind of witness it kind of as everyone else will who's got an Xbox or a PS4 or a PS5, so it's there. You can do it with a PC, but I just think I always refer back to my Xbox days when I had the 360 and the graphics were terrible and I kept getting kicked out of the game, and it's just, for me, that's ARK, and PC for me, it's enhanced the graphics and made it easier for me to make videos. But again, I've got, I would say 60-70% of my Discord and my subscribers are all on console as well. So if I started moving away to PC, I think I said it's really hard to keep everyone happy. Keep that keep that happy medium. Do I jump down here?
Right. What do you think you need to do?
Well, it said something about sacrifice a little to gain a little.
Mm-hmm. So what do you think needs to happen?
There's a dodo there. Do I have to sacrifice the dodo?
Did you bring the dodo?
What dodo?
Oh no! Did you not?
Nah.
Damn it!
Yes.
What do we need to do?
I'm guessing we need to sacrifice a dodo.
We do. Did you bring the dodo?
I did.
Hey!
I even tried it as well.
Ah, brilliant.
Love it.
Right then.
Seems a bit... Bit of warning next time.
Make a move!
Darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. All right.
Oh yeah. Limitations. How often? Oh damn! Behind me! Yeah, it's really dark. Good night! Oh my god!
My word.
Oh, where have you gone?
I'm down a hole.
Down a hole?
Yeah, I don't know if this is the right way or not. I'm in a hole.
I can hear bats. Hold up. Oh damn. Okay, alright, I'm coming. Limitations.
Yes.
Yeah. Do you feel limited by structures?
You know what? No, I think
no.
Yes and no. I think it's one of these things where I think the game's as good as it is for me because of the limitations. There's there's a lot of things in there you can do because Wildcard haven't fixed certain things. Yeah, so right. And, there's other people like Captain Fat Dog and people like that if the game was fixed, he'd really struggle because he likes breaking stuff. So I think it's half the fun of the game. To be fair, it's half the the law for me is the fact that it is broken.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. Yeah, right. So, yeah, looking ahead to the fully fledged sequel, ARK 2, and seemingly introducing us with, we hope, a new range of structures to begin new ideas and, of course, builds. If there was one thing you could tell Wildcard they needed to implement, whether it be a building mechanic or structure type, what would it be and why?
The biggest one for me, other than there's lots of different structures I like to see, but there's two things. Can I have two?
Go on, have two. Go for it.
One, I would love to see cosmetics to the building material, so you don't have to have hundreds of different types of, walls or ladders and things. You just have to be able to go up to it like you can do at the moment with the wheel and change stairs to ramps. It'd be great if you just go to a wall and change it to, I don't know, concrete or stone or brick. And I think that would be a massive, massive improvement, and it will allow people to build the same builds but kind of make it their own just rather than painting it, just give it a different aesthetic. Yeah. That would be, for me, a good one. And secondly, the ability to... I'm dehydrated. The ability to... this is tough answering questions when you're trying to press buttons on your controller. The ability to be able to save a building, and then upload it to either a different map or just copy and paste it somewhere else.
Oh, I love it.
Because the amount of times I've built something, for instance, starter bases is a good example. The amount of people who, will watch a tutorial how to build a starter base, and then they'll have to rebuild the whole thing again over and over again on different maps. It'd be great if you just kind of have it in your inventory like your paintings and just kind of upload it and I don't know, sacrifice some structure limits or something, but be able to kind of prefabricate buildings. I think that would be a really good thing. And again, lots of, you could even put them on your Discord and have a link to it where people can download it and then put it into their world. I mean, it'll put me out of a job. People wouldn't have to watch my tutorials anymore, but, I do think it'll be a really good feature. Fingers crossed. It's vicious. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah. Did you not hear the howling?
What? What the hell's that? I just seen it.
Yeah.
Oh god. Can I kill that?
Your call.
Are they turning into them things?
I don't know. I really don't.
I'm confused. You know what's going on, I don't. Oh god, there it is. Oh.
Oh, jeez.
Holy crap.
On your left, on your left. On your left.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh!
Wow.
Woo!
Yeah, he just...
That was close, man.
They don't get any bigger than this, do they?
No. Right, I'm going to attempt to ask another question. Oh,
go for it.
Maybe not. There's something a bit bare. Oh! Yeah, I'm reloading. Getting hit. Nice. Yeah, more coming. I can't. No.
I think you should try and read. I think you should try and ask the questions.
Yeah. All right. Hang on. I need to scroll though at the same time. Oh, there we go.
Use your feet.
Woof. The spirits have calmed. Okay. Well, throughout your career of building, it's apparent to see how much you've improved, absorbing new tricks and techniques to develop your builds to become more intricate than the next. With so many tricks discovered this late into ARK now, a basic example being the pillar drop foundation technique, what is the best building trick or exploit you've ever discovered in ARK?
You know what? And you'll probably not look at this as a trick.
Go on.
But very, very early on, the biggest issue I had, and it used to drive me mad because I've got OCD, so I used to play unofficial settings before any of this YouTube malarkey.
Yeah.
And I used to be the builder, so it was always the case. My friends would go off, they would do all the taming, and they'd say, right, I've got a Rex, I need something to stick it in.
Yeah.
So I'd be off building, and then I'd come back online, and there'd be chests everywhere, beds everywhere, and nothing was lined up. It used to drive us mad. So using a ladder... Right. To centralize your character, for me, honestly, that's and the amount of people that don't even realize you can do
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And you'll notice, I would say 80% of my videos, there's a ladder and I hold onto it, and the biggest comment I get is, why are you grabbing the ladder?
Oh.
What's the ladder technique? What's it do? So that to me is for, there's obviously much better ones out there to kind of help you building and make more integrated designs and stuff. But for me, honestly, just sticking a wooden ladder and picking it back up and centering your character, it's the best thing ever. And I use that all the time for all my recordings as well. So, well, things that people don't know, when I'm recording a video, I have to center my character all the time to kind of get the, a bit like Lego. My tutorials, I try and make them look like Lego, where you just follow the instructions and there's a picture at the next stage, and you kind of follow step by step. If you forget the text and the call outs, but if you watch the video part of it all the way through, you'd see step by step of getting built. And a lot of times you've got to centerize your character.
Yeah.
So I always grab a ladder off camera somewhere, and then stand in front of it, so my character's in the middle of the screen to get the recording. So honestly, it's just I've got myself a little studio. I always set a little studio up every time I'm doing a build. So ladders for me and pillars that's the best technique, I think, when building. I use it all the time. Yeah,
that's it. Claim your reward, mate. We've reached the end.
Happy days.
This is it. You get a lovely special artifact to take home. Tell the family about.
That was emotional, I'm not gonna lie.
Aaron, whilst we've spoken before in the past, it's a real privilege to have you on the show. Someone who certainly inspires me in editing quality, but executed always with a constant, humbling, warm attitude I and many people are drawn to. Please tell the arseholes what's going on in your life and what do we look forward to seeing next from you.
The arseholes, I love it. You know what? I'm thinking about branching out and doing ARK news videos because I've heard they're quite popular, and I think there's a gap in the market, to be honest with you. So I might give that a shot. No, but seriously, I don't know. I obviously going to continue with my how to build videos, because I think that's kind of the bread and butter, and everyone who comes to watch the channel comes to watch the videos. That's probably going to be my primary focus. I'm trying to do something slightly different to try and engage with kind of more content creators. Obviously, I like what you're doing here. So possibly kind of a creator versus creator, builder versus builder kind of competition where I host that over the year. Look at some smaller YouTubers as well, some smaller content creators, and try and kind of, get them involved as well. But I want to try and get involved with the community a bit more as well, because my community grew massively over the last 4 or 5 years. I used to do things like building competitions, and there was giveaways and prizes. I want to try and kind of get back to that as well, because I do kind of miss that. I feel that I've kind of focused so much on just do the builds and a couple of live streams that I've kind of lost that side of it. So I want to try and get back with a lot of my community. So that's kind of where I want to be. Pretty much continue doing what I'm doing. More let's build videos, and much more of the same.
Awesome. Well, there you go. There you have it. Go check out Aaron Longstaff. I'll leave his link in the description. Go sub him. Needs to be done. My name is Ras Clark. And also, who do you want to see me interview next? Comment below. Let me know. My name is Ras Clark. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And as always, peace out.